Grants are one of many possible ways that nonprofits can fundraise, but finding them can often be a challenge. In this video, I'm going to share 9 places where you can start the search for grants for your nonprofit organization. Welcome back. My name is Amber Melanie Smith, and I'm a nonprofit founder and executive director who makes these videos here on YouTube all about nonprofits, social enterprise, social impact projects, and more. I hope that you find this useful. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Speaking of grants and other fundraising possibilities, if you're in the process of generating your sustainable fundraising plan or starting a nonprofit, be sure to check out my website, foundertofulltime.com, where I have 2 online trainings that can help out with those topics. All right, let's get right into these resources. Before I begin, just a quick disclaimer that many of the grant databases or grant searching sites often come with a paid membership subscription or fee. So I'm going to be focusing today on some of the free resources, whether that's free versions of some of those paid resources out there or just places that don't cost anything at all. And I hope that you find something helpful here in the mix of all these. Number 1 is grantstation.com. Now, this is a place where you can search for grants in the United States or in various countries around the world. You can search by geographical area or cause area. This is one of those sites that does have a paid level, but there's lots that you can look at for free on the website too. This is one that I've personally used for my own organization at times, so I know it's pretty good value. It doesn't cost a lot of money for the paid subscription if you do plan to do that. And I am in no way affiliated with GrantStation. Number 2 is Foundation Directory Online. And similar to GrantStation, this does have a paid subscription model, but there is a way that nonprofits can get access to this database for free, and that is through their local library or nonprofit center. So just go check out your local library, ask if they have the membership to the foundation directory online, and you can do your searching there to get access to all that lovely information about available grants that might be able to help your nonprofit in your community. The 3rd place you can search for grants is grants.gov. This is once again specifically grants that are in the United States, and these are large federal grants. So we're talking often multi-million-dollar grants. A couple of words of wisdom about government grants and grants that you'll find on grants.gov. These are going to be really big, usually robust, probably pretty complex applications. It's not always for beginners who don't have experience with this, and oftentimes these grants will require that you have some evidence that your programs work or some history of past experience before you can qualify for such a grant. But I do think it's worthwhile looking around and starting to orient yourself around these applications and what they contain, because they can be really helpful teaching tools as well as you're learning the grant writing practice. The 4th resource I'm going to share is the Community Foundation Locator. And this isn't exactly a website where you search for grants, but it is a website where you search for community foundations that offer grants. If you're not familiar, a community foundation is a foundation that gives out money to the nonprofits within its specific geographical service area. So you might have a community foundation of a particular region or city or county, and it's focusing on usually numerous issues or a select handful of issues within that geographical scope. The money comes from usually donors, donor-advised funds, and sometimes grants that the foundation itself makes from its own interest generated from endowments and so forth. So these are great resources for you to check out. I also recommend having a conversation with the program and grant officers at your local community foundations, because they are in the work to help support nonprofits in raising money and are usually pretty friendly and good about answering questions that you might have about the grant writing process. So you can go to this website I'm going to link in the description below, is from the Council on Foundations. It contains a map of where you can find community foundations all around. So check out that map and figure out which ones might be close to you if you aren't already familiar with your local community foundation. Number 5 is global giving. And this one is also a little bit of a unique case because they don't specifically have a list or a database of grant makers on there, but what you do is you create a profile for your nonprofit and you can launch fundraisers. And what they provide as value, according to their website, is they are a place where corporate foundations or grant-making foundations, they're going to global giving to vet projects and organizations and find organizations and projects that they might not have heard of before. So it's a possibly good place to get discovered and get matched to and connect to these foundations that you might not have otherwise been exposed to. Number 6 is Grant Gopher, like the little animal gopher. And it is a pretty decent website where you can search for generally up-to-date grants right there for free. You can search by geographical area. There's lots of different opportunities up there. They do also have a paid level, but there's quite a bit of information that you can find on there at the free level too. So another great resource where you might be able to find some grant opportunities. The 7th resource is grantmakers.io. Now this is a very robust database, but I do, in my opinion, believe that it requires a little bit more of a learning curve because it's not going to necessarily show you upcoming applications and their deadlines, stuff like that. It's instead going to show you foundations and where they have made their grants. Now, this can be very useful information because if a particular grant is funding organizations with a similar mission to yours, you might surmise that that grant maker might be interested in your cause as well. But it does take a little bit more of deeper investigation in order to get to that information. Number 8 is Let's Roam's charity grants list. This is not a database, but it is a web page that links to a bunch of corporate foundation grant-making philanthropic web pages. So you can go through there and get those links to each of the companies' grant-making, if they have it, information, which can save a lot of time. So thank you, Let's Roam. The information I saw that on that page looks just maybe 2 or 3 years old, but a lot of it was still really helpful and valid and can cut down on a lot of time researching corporate grants. Number 9, the final one I'm going to share with you today, is a little bit of a bonus item because it focuses specifically on animal rescue operations and funding. So this is called the Animal Funding Atlas. And what it is it's a map showing the funders and the nonprofit animal rescues that are receiving the funding, so that you can identify some potential funders if you happen to be in the realm of an animal rescue nonprofit. So I think this is pretty cool. I haven't seen something quite like this before that's so niche. So super helpful. I know there are a lot of very amazing animal rescue groups out there who really need the support, and you can look at the map and identify the ones that might be closest to you. Okay, so we are at the end here. What other resources are you aware of that I missed? Share in the comments below. Maybe if we get enough additional resources, things that I hadn't found yet, I can do a follow-up video with those. So thank you all for helping compile your genius for future content to help out our community of changemakers. I hope that you found this useful and helpful as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, if you are in the process of developing a sustainable fundraising plan or starting a nonprofit, my website, foundertofulltime.com, has some online trainings on it that might be helpful to you. I have a newsletter for change makers like yourselves and nonprofit leaders that you can subscribe to, where I'll share tips and funding opportunities and other information that might be helpful in your journey. Finally, I have a group on Facebook called Change the World or Bust. I'd love for you to come join me there. We have thousands of folks from around the world making an impact and sharing what they're doing. So come on by. Once again, I'm Amber Melanie Smith, and I hope to see you next time.